हाय माय नेम इज़ उमर कुरैशी और आज हम बात करेंगे रामलीला की। और हर रामलीला में एक लव स्टोरी का होना बहुत ज़रूरी है। तो आज हम बात करेंगे लव स्टोरी की, स्टार्स की, दीपिका की और रणवीर की। वेलकम गाइस।
हाय उमर।
वेलकम बैक। हाउ आर यू? A man that impresses you most on first sight.
Not that.
I'm waiting for an answer.
Not that. Exactly what he did is what does not impress a woman, I think.
क्या दीपू मेरा कचरा कर ले तू, क्या दीपू मेरा कचरा कर ले तू.
The first thing about a woman that impresses you?
I know.
What? बताओ. Come on.
I can't say.
Please. Okay, tell me my.
No.
Please.
I'll tell you later.
They're like a visual or trait
See?
about them.
See the visual.
He only gave
The
it up.
visual.
क्या दीपू तो मेरा कचरा कर ले तू पे.
He only gave it up. See the thought. He thought about visual first.
Yeah.
That's so
High
very
five.
good.
What is the USP of Ram-Leela? Both of you have to answer this. What is the USP of this love story?
I think the USP of Ram-Leela is the world that the film is set in. I think it's the visuals. I think it's the chemistry. You know, I think it's the energy. There's an energy that has come with the trailer and that has come with the film. And I think we're really lucky to have that because again, that energy is not something that you can create. It just happens on a film set with the kind of energy that we bring to making a film. And we have that. I think there's been some amazing positivity surrounding the film ever since the first trailer came out. So yeah, I really think that the freshness is, you know, it's the two of us, it's our chemistry, it's the visuals, the music, you know, and it's so new for Sanjay Leela Bhansali and his, or what people thought was his school of filmmaking.
I would say it's just, I mean, the USP is Sanjay Leela Bhansali himself. You know, he's a rare filmmaker. He's a very, very special filmmaker. He's only going to make... Hey!
I got you.
Yeah.
Two USPs.
Yeah.
Sanjay Leela Bhansali and of course the lovely Deepika Padukone, the #1 actress in the country, who everybody is dying to see her next installment in her body of work. She's come up with the finest performances of the past year and a half, and yeah, I'm sure the audience is very, very excited to see what she's going to bring next. But Mr. Bhansali himself, you know, he's a rare filmmaker. He's a special filmmaker. He's only going to make so many films in his lifetime, and this is one of them. For me, he really is a class apart. So, just the way he's gone about making this film, there's never any compromise. There's so much detail. It's so painstakingly made, whether it is chase. You know what he does on a daily basis? He's just going to go after and chase that one inexplicable thing called movie magic. You know, that stroke of brilliance that just comes from nowhere.
That's true.
You know, he just goes for that
passion.
On a daily basis. Yeah. So yeah, I think he's very much on home territory. Young, intense, dramatic love story made with it all its splendor and grandeur. So I think, Mr. Bhansali.
But also, both of you are like coming on the back of like great critical acclaim. You know, you right after Lutera, you right after your big successes. So it's like that's also a new energy by itself. You know, it's like wow, okay, we've done this now. We can do some more of it.
It's good for the film.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, you know, I think it's always a good thing when your earlier film has been a success because there's that much more excitement from within the audience to want to go and watch the next film.
And something different.
Yeah.
And something different. These are not things that you think about while you're making the movie. It's not things that you think about when you're promoting a film. It's there. You know, it can be spoken about, it can be discussed, but it's not something that you consciously think about.
Yeah. In your case?
I think it's great because me personally as an actor, I would like to, every installment in my body of work should be very, very different from the last one. I want an audience to be excited in the sense that they believe somewhere that I bring something new and different to the table, so let's see what he brings next. But yeah, she's hitting one chakka after the other, so for her, in her case, I think they just want to see her.
And apart from body of work, they also want to see body.
Yeah. So I've come to learn.
No, because like when I was on my way to the interview, I said I'm going to meet Ranveer Singh and 10 girls in my building like, wow, Ranveer, you know, like they're going nuts about you, especially after your shirtless song.
Good.
Okay.
You want to see?
No. Then I reached office and then 10 guys, you know, oh wow, you're going to meet Deepika. Can we meet her? So it's like that craziness is built up to crescendo right now.
Yeah, I had to up my sexy game. I had to hit the gym really hard.
Yeah.
Mr. Bhansali was very clear. He's like, boss, I'm making a love story. I'm making Ram-Leela. Every guy who watches Ram-Leela should lust after Leela. Of course, we know she doesn't have a problem in that department. That 10 guys are testament to that.
More.
But of course, entire country, if you ask me.
Absolutely.
But he also said, of course, every girl that watches Ram-Leela should lust after Ram. So I want you to just be dripping with sexiness.
Okay.
So we'll showcase that also in your introduction song. You should do it shirtless.
Yeah.
So yeah, get into some kind of shape.
Yeah.
That's not the reason you did shirtless, no, actually.
Hey!
Huh?
Hey! Why did I do it? You tell us.
Because the KDRs were not looking nice on him. So then they decided to just go shirtless.
We bought like 50, 60 KDRs from the heartland of Gujarat, authentic Gujarati KDRs. Wore the jeans and we were trying to pair them, and I was taking one, putting on, taking. I think, and on KDR number 35, he got fed up. He said, you know what I'm liking best is this in-between part when you don't
you're
have
changing.
the KDR on. So why don't you just do it shirtless?
Wow. But also again for a love story, very important for the chemistry of the lead pair. So you can be very hot and you can be very hot, but together you have to be hot for it to sizzle the screen, right? So where did you draw upon that?
I think just being, I think what really helped is the time that we spent before we started shooting, getting to know each other. I'd never met Ranveer properly until before this film. And I think that really helped, the 1-2 weeks that we had before we started shooting. In Sanjay sir's house, just a lot of readings. Even if it was not really together time, but he was doing his costume fittings, I was doing my costume fittings. We were doing dance rehearsals. In between, the writers would come. We would sit in the room, lock ourselves up for like 5-6 hours with Sanjay sir and the writers, just keep reading the dialogues and the scenes over and over again. Any issues, any corrections, any doubts that we had in our mind, getting all of that out of the way.
I love that he's collaborative.
So that when we went to got on to set, you're not thinking about all of that, or everything else is sorted, and then we just had to really focus on each other and our performance.
Yeah.
And when you see the film, you'll realize Ram and Leela really hit it off from the first time. They forget meet. From the first time they just see each other, you know that these two are just meant to be together, or you want them to be together. And that's an effortless thing, that just happens. Yeah. And I think a large part of it comes from the fact that we're very comfortable with each other, and I think it's very, very necessary and important for a film like Ram-Leela, which is such an intense, passionate love story, that the audience really has to root for these two characters, and you want to see them come together.
Yeah. Deepika, what's your ideal guy? Like, is he very close to Ram of Ram-Leela?
I've always said this, I don't think... I find it a bit strange when people say, what is your ideal guy? You're not going to a supermarket. It's not a checklist. It's not a dish or a recipe. It's really about two souls connecting. And that's it. You can't explain it. Sometimes two very similar people get along. Sometimes two completely different people get along. And there's no reason why that happens. It just happens. So I think really someone who's just himself, someone who I can be myself with, where there's no effort, there's no baggage, there's no having to think twice about what you think or what you feel or what you want to say.
True.
Someone who's just caring and honest, and who he is.
And there for you.
There for me, all these things come, all these things will automatically come. If you love that person, if the person loves you, I think everything else just falls into place. So it's just the coming together of two people, which it kind of just happens. There's no logic to it.
First thing about a woman that impresses you, what do you look at?
I know.
What? Batao. Come on.
I can't say.
Please. Okay, tell me in my ear.
No.
Please.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I'll tell you later.
Okay. What's the most romantic thing you've done for a woman?
He's a very romantic person.
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah. I mean, I'm just doing it. It is read as a romantic thing if you view it
No,
objectively.
what do you think you've done?
I don't
which
know.
is like,
I've done it, so how can I say this is something that I've done that is romantic or it is the most romantic? Can't say that myself. I've just done things.
you don't like talking about it.
No.
What's the most romantic thing a guy has done for you without naming the guy?
Yeah, sometimes I think being romantic is really about just the quality time that you spend and not just being there. I see a lot of couples today, they're just together, but they're not together.
Not
Got
with
it.
each other.
Got
You
it.
know what I'm saying?
They're with each other, but they're not together.
Yeah, you're
Got
just
it.
there physically,
Very well said. Yeah.
but the mind is somewhere else, and that doesn't make any sense. So I think, someone, yeah. So I think if a very romantic thing would be for a person who's just there, heart and soul.
Movies like Ram-Leela enforce love and passion and emotion and feeling, over and over again. But like, how important is it being in love in real life?
I think it's a great feeling, I think it's, especially women, I think women feel complete when they're in love. I think women feel complete when they, find that ideal man or that person that they've connected with. In a lot of times, I think it can also give you some kind of balance and stability that maybe your life didn't have otherwise. But it really depends, I think, on the kind of person also. I think there can be people in your life who can also bring in a lot of negativity and too much mental turmoil, which is also not a good
So
space
true.
to be in.
At the end of it all, what do you have? And all you have is love.
Yeah.
What do you need? Some food, some oxygen, some water,
And some
and love.
TLC.
Yeah. People go in, they watch movies like Ram-Leela into theatres. They come out, they cry, say, wow, what a performance, what a scene, what emotion, what passion. That's
there's
love.
no better
and then
feeling
they
than
don't
that
take
feeling.
anything home with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
No, I have on many instances. Many movies on many levels and for various aspects of my life. Whether it's a relationship with someone in my family, whether it is my own approach towards my own life and path that I am adopting, or even in my romantic relationships. There are movies that are so powerful, testament to the power of cinema, really, that change your thinking,
Yeah.
and the way you interact with others, the way you perceive yourself. I have been many a time affected by films that have brought about a change in my life.
You put yourself there when you're watching a movie.
Yeah, and
we
they,
all do, right?
Yeah.
they open your eyes up to something that you probably have overseen,
Yeah. So one thing about a man that impresses you most, on first sight.
I'm waiting for your
Not
answer.
that.
I'm waiting for your answer.
Not that.
Not that.
I'm just waiting for your answer.
No?
Exactly what he did is what does not impress a woman, I think. I think it's really about just being...
क्या दीपू मेरा कचरा करे ले तू See?
Just being yourself.
Being
I think
yourself,
guys have a tendency of wanting to impress.
Yeah. Swag.
Suddenly the walk changes and the accent comes on.
Hi babes.
Yeah.
So I think it's really just being yourself,
yeah,
beyond what one might think is good looking or I think it's a personality, and there's a beautiful personality in someone who's just being himself.
Yeah. And the first thing about a woman that impresses you, what do you look at?
I know.
What?
I won't say.
Batao. Come on.
I can't say.
Please. Okay, tell me in my ear.
No.
Please.
I'll tell you later. I'll
Okay.
tell you later.
Okay.
I don't know. What are we discussing here? Like a visual or a trait
Oh,
about
see?
them?
See the visual.
See?
What's it?
He only gave
The
it up.
visual.
He
यार
only
दीपू
gave
तो
it
मेरा
up.
कचरा कर रही है तू खुद पे.
He only gave it up. See the thought. He thought about visual
Visual,
only first.
yeah.
Nah, so there
High
you
five.
go.
But in your opinion, who's a better flirt between the two of you?
I'm not a flirt. See?
Yeah? Agreed. How different are you, both of you, from the characters you're playing in Ram-Leela?
I am me and he is him.
Acha?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
He's Ram that he's agreed and that he knows and that he says. You say that.
Well, yeah, very, very similar. Lots. I mean, every character you play, you can't play the character, or at least play it convincingly if that person or that side is not there in you.
I am Naina Talwar.
Yeah.
I see that.
Deepika, what irritates Ranveer? One thing you cannot step out without.
There's nothing. I can go anywhere, anyhow.
What kind of a woman do you see yourself with in the long run?
It sound really silly if I say a genuine guy, no?
Aww.
Finally, to wrap, I'm going to ask you the rapid fire questions.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ranveer, 2 reasons it was speculated that you and Deepika were in a relationship.
Overactive creative juices of tabloid journalists and too much space in tabloids to fill.
Deepika, you and Ranveer are best friends, work friends, 4 AM friends, BFFs, party buddies.
We are friends.
We are friends.
Okay. Deepika, what irritates Ranveer?
Inefficiency.
One thing you cannot step out without.
There's nothing. I can go anywhere, anyhow.
I'll give you a deep one. My dignity.
Superb. What kind of a woman do you see yourself with in the long run?
A genuine woman.
And what kind of guy do you want to see yourself with in the long run?
It sound really silly if I say a genuine guy, no?
Aww.
And excited about Ram-Leela, both of you? Very, as we can see.
Very excited.
And adrenaline is rushing.
After the excitement, the nervousness will kick in, I think, on the 13th and the 14th. And so,
you know, when we were discussing this whole promotion thing and he was busy doing something and I was doing something and the release date got preponed and we'd already made prior commitments and stuff like that. And we were like, oh God, we don't have enough time to promote the film. But I don't know what it is. There's so much excitement in the air, in the energy.
Yes, no doubt about it.
People are so looking forward, and I never say this about my own films. There's so much, and the only other time that this happened was with Ye Jawani Hai Diwani. I feel like people can't wait to watch the film.
That's true. Yeah.
And you know, so I feel like we're ready to release now.
With and without the KDRs. Looking forward. Deepika, thank you. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Ranveer, a pleasure always. Thank you guys and best of luck.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks.